happy Wednesday. Happy Ask Me Anything. Valerie Hunt with RunRx, and today I'm actually really excited because I have questions, actual questions. I've been very excited on the response from the reboot. That's been amazing. Everyone that's participating, thank you. And thank you for commenting because that helps me so much. So the top 3 questions I've gotten this week are about pain and why am I feeling this when I run. So I want to talk about what the greatest thing about learning running as a movement and practicing, having a skill base to practice with, is that then when something happens when I'm running, I have an ability to come back and figure out what is it that I'm doing? What's the mistake that I need to correct? What's my movement error, right? And that's important because some things are so obvious and everyone's looking for the obvious. Like, you know, I see a lot of people saying, well, maybe it's my foot strike, or maybe it's this and that. Or maybe it's my tight hips I'm hearing, maybe it's this. So instead, no, it's not. It really isn't. It's just that I need to make sure that I'm moving how I'm supposed to move. And someone had asked me, they said they're having a pain in their inner knee. Someone else had a great question. I'm going to answer all of them. He's been doing the reboot and he said, well, my knees don't hurt, which is great, but now my calves are really sore. So that I want us to talk about because that is so common when you first start trying to change your running. Everyone's calves are like on fire. Now let me just say this. Your calves are a muscle, so yeah, they'll get a little sore, but they can take it. Your joints, that's another story. My hip joint hurts, not a good sign. My knee joint hurts, my ankle joint, you understand, back. Anything that's skeletal and it's in pain, we know how to address that. And that is through correcting the movement. The calves being sore in the beginning, and I'm not laughing, but imagine, I've never done this before, so I'm going to go out and take it out for a 1,500 steps, which is about how many you have in your miles. And yes, your calves are like, whoa, 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 what's going on? And so let's talk about 2 things. And the first thing is that the best part about what you're doing with the RunRx reboot is developing that foundation for running. And part of that foundation is your feet. I'm standing on my feet, right, all the time. When I'm running, I want to be off and on my foot as quick as possible. That's really important. The quicker I can change support, then the less stress I put on my entire body. Not just the muscles, but the joints. And that's what we're going for. Now, if my muscles are hurting, then it just means I'm doing too much work. So instead of thinking I'm doing a wrong movement, you're just working too much. So that's a little bit of a different thing. So we're going to talk about both. So I want to introduce the concept of moving through with my center of mass, and we're going to use walking for just a second. All right, so everyone walks. And one of the things that I encourage is if I'm out here trying to practice my new running technique and I'm fatigued and I'm tired, it's always going to be a benefit to your body, to your mind, to you, to say, you know what, I need to take a little bit of a break, whether you walk or you just fully stop. But be okay with that, all right? So we're going to separate our feet for just a second. And we're going to have a conversation first with our feet. Hello, feet. Where's my body weight? The body weight is on the ball of the foot. So right now, hop. And remember, I've done this with you guys before. If you do a jumping jack, just a good old-fashioned jumping jack, it will help you feel the balls of your feet, right? So if I can hop, I know I'm on the balls of my feet, right? Very important. So my knees are bent, and this is my center of mass, like if I had an inner tube on. This is the center of your body. Wherever that goes, you go. That is the guiding force for you, is where your center goes. Now, when we're walking, we have both feet on the ground. So it's not scary. There's no falling. We have both feet on the ground. We have full support. There's only falling from one foot to the next, right? So this is such a great way to practice what it will feel like to actually travel using body weight. So as I press my hips forward, my body weight is on the front foot. How light is your back foot? It's weightless, right? It's unweighted because I took my body weight off of the foot. So it's unweighted. If I pull that foot as it unweighs, so hips go forward and I unweigh the foot, then I just allow it to come down. Now I can feel the body weight is on this foot, so now I press my hips forward to unweigh it, and then I pick it up. So in the beginning, you look like Frankenstein. You can't help it. But if I shift, pull, hips, pull, you see what I'm doing? I'm creating a standard of movement so that when I walk by taking my upper body forward and unweighting my foot, forward or backwards, by the way. So when I'm walking, I'm pulling. See? I'm still pulling my foot up from the ground. What brings my other foot down? It's still gravity, right? Am I part of it? Yeah, because my other foot's still on the ground. But you understand the movement itself is always the same. This is the leader. The foot pulls in response. So if I can understand that with walking, up, up, up. And just like in running, instead of extending, trying to reach in front of yourself, because in walking, if I reach, you see, I'm still going to have to pull this foot, but now my hips way forward, and I'm going to have to what? Push. You see, now I'm pushing, and then my walking even becomes reach, push. And when you push off the back, whether it's walking or running, think about it. Where am I going to go? If I'm telling this leg to go that way, well, that's where it's going to go. And pushing, that's where it goes. And unfortunately, I'm trying to go this way. So it makes zero sense to tell my body, go back here. Think up and come with me. Come with me, right? I want my foot to be under me, especially great so you don't trip. But so if I want to walk faster, it's just a quicker pull. Again, no extension. I don't have a lot of space, guys, but practice that. It's a lot of fun. It's just a nice feeling of where's my body weight, and when I sense my body weight is off my foot, I pull. Then there's no pressure on the joints because I just took no weight. See, it's an unweighted. When you stand here in space, so this is the really cool thing about your body. Your skeletal system is designed to support your weight. So when you're standing here, it's very happy. So when you're even here, when it's passing through, it's very happy. You see, I'm not putting stress on the body when I simply use gravity, use my hips to go forward. So we want to do the same thing when we run. So that most people that have a knee pain or IT band, things like this, even in walking, it's from taking the foot and thinking that this is how I lead any kind of travel. Instead, you start to go, oh, travel initiates from my center and my foot pulls in response. It's a lot of fun. But when we all first started doing this, we were all like, same in your running. So let me switch to muscles. Why are my calves sore? I'm trying to run this new method you're showing me. Why are my calves sore? Well, your calves are sore because you're doing all of the work. You are trying to use your legs to travel, so you're going up, 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 up. So that's an active muscle contraction, which would be just fine if we didn't actually want to go anywhere, right? If we want to just pull and practice pulling, it's great because I can get a little strength here, but man, I would be so tired also, and my calves would be not happy. When you run and your center of mass goes forward, you're pulling 2% of your body weight. 2%, and that's it. So one of the things to keep in mind, oh, that's funny. It's got like a thing in the middle. Hi, Olga, how are you? It's good to see you. Saying hi to see who's on here. Good to sort of see you. All right, I want to go over one thing today. So every day that I come on, I'm trying to match the reboot day. Today's a hip stretch, which is really simple, but also affects people that have tight calves, right? It's all a connection. So I want to go ahead and do just a check-in. By the way, one of the things that was really fun when we thought of doing the reboot was, wow, people are always watching me do drills. And I drill and drill and drill. I'm the drill lady. I love it. However, I don't ever get to see you drill. And so when people come into the membership, the first thing I ask for is a gait analysis. Let me see your run. Because I'm here as a coach, honestly, to help you. In my workspace, my eyes should be on you. I show you, but then you show me. How else can we correct? So there's a lot of people out there, I think, that are perceiving. They think they're doing it, but how would you actually know? So it's a very interesting thing. But when I first meet you, I say, please let me see your run. Then we develop a relationship, because once I know how you're moving, I can help you correct your running through these drills, by the way. Through what we do right here in space, and standing still, I can help you to take when you move through. So keep that in mind. So no one yet has shown me any drills, and I can't believe it. If you've ever done a personal training session for like at the gym, you know, where people come and they do weightlifting, like they want to know the trainer's like making sure they move correctly, right? I mean, it's important. Or I hope if you've ever been to a class, the person's looked at you. Yet those of us that are runners, we just run how we feel. And then when it hurts, we're like, give me a stretch. It's not a stretch you need. You need someone to help you see your movement. So anyway, I'm going to give you this little drill. And if you post it in the comments, I'll check it out. But yeah, you can do it. Let me see it. So first, at this point, we're on day 20, 21. The pose should be so natural for you guys, right? One of the fun things with the reboot is it's like add-on. I should be able to take day 1 and then add day 2. By the end of the 30 days, you've got 30 workouts, right? But it's like add-on. I could do them. Someone told me they did them all at once. Great. I mean, they're 2 minutes. Do it. All right, we're standing in our pose. Body weight is in the ball of the foot. Knee is bent. That is number 1. Where is my body weight? So important. Really connect with that foot. This foot, you pull the ankle up under the hip. What are we using to pull? The hamstring. Remember, in place, it's 100% active. We're doing all the work. In running, we use 10% active muscle. So if you're feeling like I'm doing too much pulling in my run, probably are. When you get here, the hamstring is actually holding the foot. That's important. So here I am, and I've got my ears, shoulders, hips in line. My elbows are bent by my side, and this is balance. This should be a shaky balance, which means that when I recover this pose on the ground, as soon as I sense I'm here, my center of mass does what? Goes forward, and I pull my foot up to change support, to be right back in that same running pose. So the drill from yesterday was simply, how do I feel that? By letting my hips go forward, pull, let your hips go back, pull, pull, pull. So you're sensing what it feels like to lead movement from your center. When that gets more comfortable, see, all I do is go pose, fall, pull, pose, fall, pull, right? Pose, fall, pull. This needs to be that I'm learning pull is in response to fall. If I simply am doing nothing but pulling the foot, what is the other foot doing? It's landing and it's relaxed. Because if my focus is simply on pulling this foot as quick as I can once I sense it, right? You don't see me doing anything crazy, not fast crazy. It's up, 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 up. But I'm developing a sense of what I'm supposed to be doing. So then when I go running, it makes perfect sense to go up, 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 right? As my body falls, hips, feet. Once you start to do that, and you feel how light the pulls are, and how much more fun it is to initiate travel by simply letting go. Remember, falling you allow. It's already happening. Gravity's already here. It's happy to have you whenever you decide to join in. So if you feel like my joints are hurting, I'm working too hard, I'm not going anywhere, just remind yourself, pulling only makes me go somewhere if my body is falling, right? So you have to keep in mind, I've got to do that fall part, and the pull is a response. So I would love to see that drill. Just post it in the comments, tag me, and I'll watch it. All right, the hip stretch, the hip stretch I have for today. It's a lot of fun, and I will give you the stretch and add a little ankle thing. So I'm gonna face diagonal. I'm gonna cross my leg over, right? And I cross my right leg over, and when I do that, I take my right arm out for balance. And take my left arm, reach up as high as I can, and then come right over. So when I'm down here, I'm gonna take this foot, if I can, and open it a little further. So see, now I'm actually opening the ankle, and that really helps open all of this in my hip, right? If you can't yet, don't. Stay where you are. But if you can, that's a really great way to do it. And then also, this is one where if you really get into it, you can open up. So now I've got a lot going on here. Right, this is a full open. You can also do this with the foot flat, full open, or you can stay right here. Okay, come out nice and slow. Cross, that arm goes over. You come right down, and you do the same thing. You can stay here. You can try to open this foot, hand here to help. And then if you feel comfortable, again, put your body weight on the stable foot. This guy's just hanging out stable. So this should be your connect. Right? This leg's relaxed. Body weight's on this foot. That's what is keeping me stable. And then if I want to, I can open. Woo! Open, open, open. Come back nice and easy. Come up nice and easy. Roll your shoulders out. Now try this. Just cross your ankles. Reach up. Reach back behind you and just drop forward. Hang out for just a minute. Now uncross your ankles. Yeah, I'll go this way. Press your hips back. So now you're going to get a little hamstring. Then recross. Hopefully you're on the other side. And reach up. And let go. Shake it out. One of the things to keep in mind when you do things like what we call stretching, it's to help what I call open, right? To take the muscle through its full range of motion. And one of the things inside the reboot are the seated hip openers. Guys, those open your hips before a run. I'm telling you, the consistency of doing those, you will feel more and more in your run. If during your run, you're like, oh, my hips, my knees, my whatever, is not a problem to stop for just a second. This is a really nice one because it gets all the way through the rib cage, all the way down. And so don't feel like I have to hold it for any length of time, anything like that, especially if it's during an exercise. I do this a lot, again, just to talk to the hamstrings for a second. We have so many of those inside the reboot, and I'm happy to do stretches. However, just realize that if my calves are sore, it's usually more of too much work and letting the calves only work as needed. So that's when the elasticity hops are so helpful along with the stretching. So we're gonna continue the reboot. I'll be back next week. I would love to see one of you guys' drills in the comments. It's really nice to get feedback. It's so much nicer to be able to practice with more intent. Like, okay, now I know I need to do this. And so anyway, it's just fun for you, something I'm offering through the end of the month. Take advantage. But I love the feedback we're getting so far. You can always go to my website. Great question. He's like, where can I get more information on the gait analysis? Just go to the website. And we have all these fun things. If you go to the site, we have all the information of what I offer. You also can take a free quiz, and basically it's just going to ask you questions, where do I have pain, and give you a little tip. So take advantage of that. I mean, there's a lot to be said for doing the base work, but when you're ready to take it for the gait analysis level, please check me out. runrx.fit will take you there. RunRx quiz to take the quiz. But if you go to the site, it's all there, and it really does change. If you're ready to change your movement and you're ready to run pain-free, that's just the way you start. And I love that you guys are doing the reboot, giving me the feedback. And honestly, it's got day one of the reboot is the basic skill practice. And that's the thing with it. Always go back to that beginning part, and that will help you all the way down your training. All right? I hope to hear from you. Antonio, thank you. Thank you guys for coming on. Like I said, I'll be back next Wednesday. Ask questions. I've been getting great feedback. Also, please, let's see it. Somebody post a drill. Be the first one. All right, see you guys next week. Thank you.